Hey, everybody, as you are getting settled in, if the chat is on, you could kind of just say hi and what organization you're from as we all get situated. We'd love to hear about what you guys are doing. We're going to wait about 30 more seconds to another minute before we get started. All right, welcome everyone. We are so glad that you're here today learning about fundraising champions. My name is Val. I'm the communications manager here at the Community Foundation. I'm joined by Tracy Cutler and MK from Mighty Cause as well. I don't know about you, but I cannot believe that this is the 14th Extra Give this year and that we are officially in Extra Give lead up season. I know you all are working hard to get your organizations ready for success. We are so proud to have worked alongside organizations like yours since 2012 to create something really special for Lancaster County. And we feel really grateful for organizations like yours for coming together to do it again this year. One of the best parts about Extra Give is it's an opportunity to introduce your organization and your mission and what you do for the community to new donors. And Fundraising Champions is a really great way to do that. And we are looking forward to sharing with you how fun and easy it can be. Before we get started, I want to remind you that if you go on extragive.org, there's a wide variety of digital and print marketing and networking resources available to you. So as your brains start storming during this webinar, you just should know that there's some stuff that you can use to mobilize your network. And there will be a chance at the end to ask questions. You can use the Q&A section in this Zoom, or you can use the chat, and we will do our best to answer all of your burning questions at the end. So I just want to hand it over to MK from Mighty Cause now to teach us all the things we need to know about fundraising champions.
Great, thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm MK Holiday. I am a director of giving event success over at Mighty Cause. So I work hand in hand with a lot of our giving events of different sizes and different makeups and getting to know their communities and their campaigns. And I'm really excited to be working with all of you that are participating in Extra Give and wanted to show you some of the fundraising tools that we have available on the Mighty Cause platform. Specifically today, we're just going to touch on some reminders and then talk about fundraising champions, which you might see in the Mighty Cause like support desk or in the documentation called peer-to-peer fundraising. It's the same thing as fundraising champions. We also will discuss matching gifts and offline gifts, and then we'll have a Q&A at the end. So feel free to put your questions in the chat, and we will get to them at the end of the presentation. And my plan for the presentation is to go through, I have a lot of screenshots because everything we're looking at today is super straightforward. So I took screenshots so I could talk you through them. If we need a walkthrough at the end, we can do that. But the majority of the presentation will be me like taking really detailed screenshots for you so that you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so as to our reminders, registration closes October 24th, so you still have over a month to finish the registration process. A reminder that registration is two parts. There is the registration form, which is part one. Then there is the to-do list, which is part two. I will show you a screenshot of that again as a reminder. So parts one and two need to be done by October 24th. And if those both are not done and part two, the to-do list is not 100% complete, then your profile can't be reviewed and approved by the Community Foundation team. So you want to get both of those parts done by October 24th, and then you'll be set to participate. So just a note on the to-do list, because that is something new this year, is on the overview tab of your dashboard, you'll see your to-do list. It appears kind of like this first screenshot on the left with the little red dot. The little red dot means you have items that need to be attended to in your to-do list. If you click on the to-do in your overview, then you'll be shown this kind of yellow sticky note, which is a condensed to-do list. It shows you the required items and it shows you that there are recommended items. If you click on the open detailed to-do list at the bottom of that yellow sticky note, you will see the to-do list that is displayed on the right. And that shows you all of the different elements that are uh, under required. All of those elements under required are the ones that need to be 100% complete in order to be reviewed for participation. The recommended items, like the banner image or putting in additional phone numbers or social media, those are recommended to help tell your story and brand your page, but those aren't required to participate. So again, the items that are required to participate are like your logo, an about section, your mission statement, having your contact email address in there, your website entered. There are some search categories to fill out. Documents, that is, you'll click on the documents and that will take you to the area where you can upload your non-discrimination policy. We want to set up our EFT setup, so that'll be putting in your account and routing number for your bank account for distribution. There is a personalizations to your thank you page that you're being asked to do, and then nominating or noting at least one of your users as the admin lead contact so that the link found team knows who to reach out to if they need to streamline a list and get some communication out to them right away. Let's see. Okay, so that was it for the to-do list. Fundraising champions, that is the kind of the meat of what we're going to talk about today. And the setup is probably a little bit different than what you're used to, but we're going to talk about how to make fundraising champions successful on the platform and also review how your supporters sign up as a fundraising champion. So some of the benefits of fundraising champions are that our donor acquisition. So it helps expand your donor base by getting you in front of people that might not normally be in your supporter list or might not have been exposed to your organization yet. It expands your reach. You're with peer-to-peer fundraising with the fundraising champions. You're dealing with like the power of people and their personal address books and their contacts and them like spreading it like a ripple effect, spreading out your campaign and your mission. It deepens your relationship with existing donors because it gives them a new way to engage and support your cause. Uh, it also helps you raise more funds because you are um, you are allowing these fundraising champions of yours to reach out to all of their supporters and encourage raising more funds by setting goals for their pages or sending thank yous out to their donors, which maybe inspires someone to give a little bit extra because they felt appreciated. But in overall, mobilizing fundraising champions can help your organizations build awareness, meet potential new donors, and increase your extra give donations by an average of more than 300%. So we are really invested at Mighty Cause in stewarding your supporters and removing any barriers to entry for them to be able to sign up as a fundraising champion to help support you and your campaign for extra give. One of those ways is by creating a fundraiser template. So this is a fundraising champion page template. I'll show you in the next couple of slides what that looks like, but the template allows your supporter to come to your profile page, click the fundraise button, and then once they've clicked that, they'll be presented with a pop-up that tells them that they can proceed with a template provided by you, the organization, or if they can uncheck that and they can start from scratch. So we'll go into that in more detail. But I always really encourage our nonprofit administrators to take advantage of the fundraiser template functionality. You're really removing barriers to entry for your supporters to be able to sign up as a fundraising champion and to have an engaging and effective page. Um, you'll also be able to include any branding that you want to have in there, any potential like starter messaging that you want, and it'll just make the sign up process go that much faster. So, how do you create a fundraiser template? You start by going to your organization page. On the left-hand side, you have your organization dashboard, and you're going to select fundraising tools and then select the fundraiser templates option. This is going to open up your fundraiser template screen. And so you'll start by clicking the Create button in that top right-hand corner of the fundraiser template screen. Then you'll be presented with the screenshot that we see here. This will be the content on the page where you, as the organization admin, are able to enter in some content and branding to build out that fundraiser template. There is an admin note field, which is really just for internal use only. If you want to provide for your other organization users, maybe some context about the template, maybe it's specifically for your board members that you want to do a template for, or maybe it's for all recipients of programmatic programmatic care or something like that. So you could just have an admin note, but you'll also have your fundraiser title. This is the title that's visible on the peer-to-peer fundraising champion page. Once it's been created, I've seen a lot of nonprofits who go the route of including brackets in the fundraiser title. It's sort of like a insert your specific individualized info here. So it might say like in brackets, name supports Animal Humane Society, and you're encouraging the fundraising champion to put their name in there. And so it's a way to kind of indicate in your suggested fundraiser title or your suggested story, you can put some things in brackets to say like, hey, what you want to do is find any brackets in our template and replace it with your information. Um, so you'll have your title, you'll have your fundraising goal that you can put in as a templated amount, a fundraiser image, you can add a short story. We hear questions about from organization administrators that are, if I create this fundraiser template, can my fundraising champion still make an adjustment to that page once they've used my template? And the answer is absolutely. The goal of putting the template together is that you're helping the vast majority of your fundraising champions be able to sign up, build their page, and get it published as quickly as possible without any drop off. Because sometimes people, when presented with a blank form, they say, "Oh, I don't know what to put here," and the engagement might drop away because they don't return to it. So we're removing that by giving them the basics, the building blocks for a totally built out profile. But they can absolutely, excuse me, edit their page once they've used a template. For instance, you might put in a fundraising goal on your peer-to-peer fundraising champion template that's $200. And I come in as a fundraising champion and I'm like, oh, you know what? I could do way more than that. I bet I can do 500. So I can always up my goal, or I could decrease my goal. I can make adjustments to my story, but they're just not having to start from scratch, and you're giving them the basics to start with. So we find it to be a really helpful tool that helps with the conversion rate of getting people signed up, publishing their page, and then actually coming to the fruition of helping you fundraise for your campaign. Okay. So once you've gone through the process of creating your template, it'll pop you back to the fundraiser template manager screen that we showed you earlier. This is an example of what it will look like once you have a template listed. So step one is creating the template. Step two is actually enabling the template. So in order for that template to be used and offered to your fundraising champion supporter, you'll need to click that little star icon next to the title of the template. And the star means you want to enable that template. We have found that uh, having the templated information in there really does help with fundraising champions that actually raise money. So we'll look kind of at stats, or look at pages after the event, and we'll see that there are maybe a lot of fundraising champion pages or peer-to-peers that didn't raise any money, but also they don't have like an image, or they don't have a title, or they might not have a story. And we find that the ones that do have those things are the ones that are more likely to have been raising money. So the template will help you. It helps them, but it also will help you because you will be the recipient of the donors that they bring to your page. Okay, so you might want to know, what does it look like from the supporter side and when they sign up, and how will they be prompted with that template? So on your organization page, you have your fundraise button that's shown here in white. And When you click on it, you see this screen on the right that says that they have the option to decide if they want to use the template provided by the organization. Um, it's pre-checked by default to use the template because we know that donors and supporters, they often click fast. Like I personally don't read everything that I click off on. So we just go ahead and default say, let's have them use the template, and then they'll click build your fundraiser and be brought to the form that will have the templated language in it. They can choose to uncheck that use template provided by organization and create their very own page if they want to. They've got a really creative bent or they just want to start from scratch. There's no reason that they can't do that. We're just helping them create an engaging page. The majority of people will leave that box checked and will just move forward. So this is what a traditional fundraising champion page looks like. Um, we have this traditional peer-to-peer page here, and it's for a supporter who's fundraising on behalf of your organization. Here you see the title. Oops, we're not to matching gifts yet. I skipped a lot of pages. Okay. Um, so so anyways, you see here that they have, this is a page that's been created with an image. It has a title. It has, how much has been raised for the fundraising goal so far. It has the story. It will display a match if there's a match that's active when people come to the page to donate. You can add giving activity to your fundraiser page, your fundraising champion page, which will show like the people with the anonymous settings, but it'll show like who's given to your fundraiser page and the amount. And so it's a small version of your organization profile page. Um, so it should look pretty familiar. One of the last things I wanted to touch on with fundraising champions before we shift over to talk about matching gifts is how you manage your champion pages. A really common question that we receive from organization admins is how do I assist my peer-to-peer fundraisers? So maybe you have some reporters that they've created their page, but they're calling you and they can't figure out what they're supposed to do next and they need you to help them. So they can also reach out to support@mightycause.com. But if they pick up the phone and call you, here from your organization dashboard, you go to the fundraising tools, and from there you'll click on campaigns. And this is where you'll see all of the fundraising champions that have signed up and published themselves on behalf of your organization. So, say that a supporter wants to make an adjustment, but they're having a tough time. So they've called you on the phone, and you go into their dashboard and you locate that fundraiser that they're calling you about. And on the far right, you'll see this three-dot menu, and that'll give you the option to go to their campaign dashboard for their fundraising champion page, where you can actually help make adjustments on their behalf. You also always have the ability to hop in and out of those fundraiser pages if you need to assist them. There might be a scenario where you're looking at your campaigns manager and you're not seeing a page listed, but the person swears they signed up. The reason that you can't see the page almost always is that they didn't publish their page. So what you can do is to encourage that fundraising champion supporter and tell them, hey, go to extragive.org, use the login option, and then access the peer-to-peer fundraiser page you created. At the top of that page, you're going to see a big banner that says your page isn't published. So all you have to do is click published. And then once they click published, then it will display in your campaign manager that you see when you're logged into your organization dashboard. And that is the basics of our fundraising champions. So this is how we enable peer-to-peer giving on the platform and how we try to remove barriers to entry and make it easy for you to send out a link to your donors and get them going. So for matching gifts, another really excellent tool to be able to increase your success for the upcoming Extra Give campaign is matching gifts. They help, if you're not familiar with them, they help to be able to incentivize donors that are coming to your page because their dollars are going to go further by leveraging these matching gifts to incentivize them. So you're going to log into your dashboard again, and on the left-hand side, you'll see the fundraising tools. And from then, we'll click on matching. It's called, in the Mighty Cause platform, it's called matching grants, but that is the matching gifts that you're used to. They are the donations and gifts from your organization supporters. On the next screen that you see once you click on the matching grants is the matching grants manager. It will show live, upcoming, and past matches. So the screen will show you everything you need to do to manage matching gifts throughout Extra Give. It's your one-stop shop to see what's live right now, to see how it's performing, how much is left. It also will show you what do you have queued up to come later. You'll know what has already been depleted for the day. You can, if you have a match that's already been depleted, you can come to the past matches section and use the menu bar to download a list of donations that have been matched that were activated by that match. So everything that you need when it comes to creating it and managing it and then being able to reconcile those past matches is going to live in this matching grants manager. But for today, let's talk about how do you actually create a new matching gift. So up here in the top right corner, you see a create button, and that's where we'll go to get started. When we're talking about matching gift types in Mighty Cause, we have two different types. The first is a percentage-based match. So by default, this is the typical one-to-one match. So um, my donor gives $10, and then $10 is unlocked because it's a one-to-one match. What's great about the tool on Mighty Cause, though, is that you're not limited to just doing that more traditional one-to-one match because we have it set up as a percentage-based match. So you can always make an adjustment to be like a 300% match. So, I give $10 and now it unlocks $30. So you're tripling the donation. So you're not limited to just doing the one-to-one match, which would be a 100% match. Um, it really lends itself for you to be able to decide what is your matching gift strategy. What did the sponsor of your matching gift tell you that they wanted to do with those funds? How aggressive do they want to be with it? How limiting do they want to be, whether it's a one-to-one or a three-to-one match? It's all flexible. It's all things that you can decide and then have confirmed with your matching gift sponsor. The other type of gift that we have is called the it's a mouthful, cumulative threshold match. Those are basically like a challenge, I would say. So that would be a situation where I have $1,000 match, but it's only unlocked once, and my donors have to help me raise $1,000 during that time period. Or it could be, once we reach 50 unique donors on Extra Give, then I want that $1,000 to unlock. So we have the percentage base, which is more like the traditional dollars come in, dollars automatically go out, versus the cumulative threshold match, where you're encouraging your donors to kind of work collectively to reach a specific goal, and at which time that goal is reached. And when the goal is reached, the funds are unlocked. So it really comes down to thinking as you're planning your extra give, what your strategy is. You're thinking about what your goals are for this part of your fiscal year and what you're hoping extra give will help you achieve. If you're, just trying to bring in new dollars, which is obviously, I think, a lot of our goals, then maybe the percentage based match works there. Because that's incentivizing people to give, and you're unlocking dollars, they're essentially doubling their gift. Let's say that you've participated in this event for several years though, and you do really well when it comes to dollars raised, but you also realize that you're starting to plateau a little bit. So you're going to shift your strategy, and maybe your strategy for this year is getting your donor count to be a little bit higher. So then you might think strategically to create this cumulative threshold match instead, because then you have an opportunity to say, we're not going to unlock this $1,000 until 100 unique donors give. So you're basically pulling your donors through on a journey with you to help you reach whatever the end goal is. So I think whenever you're thinking about approaching a potential matching gift sponsor, it's a really good idea to first take time to really understand your goals for the upcoming event and how a matching gift can help you get there. And then again, it's good to understand the setups that are available to you through the Mighty Cause matching gift feature, so that when you go into the meeting with that potential sponsor, you just feel really prepared and say, "This is our goal. This is what we want to achieve, and this is how we think a matching gift from you can help us do that." Um, I wanted to highlight two things also about matching gifts. So one is that a cool feature is that we do have the ability to set a specific start and end time for matching gifts. But what you can also do is have a matching gift start after another one so they can be queued up. So then again, perhaps you were lucky enough to get two potential match sponsors, and so you've got two distinct matching gifts for extra give. You could have them run concurrently, and then the funds, we just know that they're going to be used up sooner because they're happening at the same time. Or you could parse them out throughout the day, or have them contingent on matching gift number two will unlock or start as soon as matching gift one is depleted. So you can have them queued up one after another to go throughout the day. It kind of draws out the gamification element, and incentivizes the donors to really give and come back and give again. Um, yeah, so you can either do a time-based, so there's this little area that says end date and end time, or you can do queue this grant to begin immediately after another grant completes, and there's a drop down, and you can select uh, any of the matching gifts that you've already entered. And so you can say it'll let you queue it specifically after a certain match. I just wanted to highlight the queue feature because it's something that you probably did not have access to on your previous platform. So it's a new thing, but it's an interesting way to think about matching gifts. Um, and then there is not all of our nonprofit admins know this, but there is the ability to have a match sponsor fulfill their match commitment online. So once the match has been depleted, um, they can be sent an email which provides them a link to make their gift online. Usually we think about our matching gift sponsors as, oh, they gave me $1,000 check outside of the platform, and then I might come to the platform and enter it as an offline gift or something. But it'll slowly, if you well, you take your $1,000, sorry, you don't enter it as offline gift, but they give you $1,000 check outside of the platform. You create this matching gift entry, and then it unlocks throughout the day. It gets added to your totals. And so that's how you get that $1,000 to show in your totals. Um, but we also have the ability for them to fulfill that commitment instead of giving a check to you. They can do it via your extra give page. Um, at the bottom of the screenshot, there's an email field, which is optional. But if you put an email in there, then once the matching gift is unlocked in the platform, that email address will receive a notification letting them know that the gift is over and prompting them to click a button on your page to make their donation online. Some people, like pro tip, some nonprofits will enter one of their email addresses into the create a new match, and they're saying, "Oh, I want this person on our staff to be notified when a matching gift is depleted," and so then they could get that email, and then they could choose to forward it to a matching gift sponsor, or maybe do something a little more creative or a little more of a pointed message to them than you would get through just kind of like the auto email through the system. The last thing that usually comes up with matching gifts is, what does it look like on the platform? What does it look like once they've been set up? Um, there are a few ways that the Mighty Cause platform signifies an active matching gift on your page. So first, in this top screenshot, the donate and the fundraise button always show up on your profile. And there's this little like tile that says match live on it. And it says the number one in that little tile, but if you have two matches live at the same time, it's going to say two. Or if you have three, it's going to say 3. And so it indicates to donors, how much is going on, like how many different ways that their donation can have an impact. Um, and that's not the only way that you can signify a matching gift on your nonprofit page. When you go to the search page in this lower screenshot, you'll see that the Animal Humane Society has a banner below the logo that says donations matched in a yellow banner. So whenever you have a live match or you have a match that's live on your page, it will show on the search tile this donations matched banner. And I think that just kind of incentivizes donors to either go to your page and make a donation now. You don't want to miss out on the matching gift that's live, or they might say, "Oh, I really want to give to animal organizations, and here are like 3 organizations that have matches on them. I'm going to donate to all of them because my donation is going to go further through the match." Uh, so yeah, those are the 2 ways that the matches live that the donor is going to see them. There is also on your profile page, which I can show you after we or before we do Q&A. There is an area on your organization profile page, if you scroll down to the bottom, where it can show all of the matches that are live on your page. And so if a donor arrives at your page and misses, if they click on that match tile on the donate button, it's going to take them to the match section of your profile page, which will show them all the matches. Or if they just scroll down, they will also see the matches that are live on your page. Let's see. Um, the last real part of our presentation today, we're talking about fundraising champions and also other fundraising tools on the Mighty Cause platform, is offline gifts. So in general, like backing it up, extra give eligible donations. So donations that are made online at extragive.org via credit card or debit card, those are eligible donations. However, sorry about that. However, organizations can also accept gifts by like check or cash, and they themselves can enter them into the Extra Give platform as an offline gift, as long as the donor understands and agrees that the money will be used towards Extra Give. Uh, these would then count towards your organization's overall gifts, your overall total, but offline gifts do not count towards prizes or the unique donor totals that are used for the stretch pool. Uh, a couple of key differences this year with offline gifts as we're doing them on the Mighty Cross platform. There are no fees associated with offline gifts. There are no dollar limits to offline gifts. They can be directly entered from your organization dashboard. And then the community foundation is still available to help with gifts of more than $10,000 or of offline gifts of more than $10,000. So if you want a hand with those, you can reach out to them. If you have questions again on any of this, whether it's offline gifts, matching gifts, or fundraising champions, reach out to support@mightycause.com. They are experts in all of this. They will walk you through the process of what are you trying to achieve and what's the best way to do it. But offline gifts are pretty straightforward. You access offline gifts, not surprisingly, by going to your organization dashboard. On the left, you'll scroll down to reports, and under that, you'll click on donations, or you'll just see under donations, there is a tab titled offline donations. So you're going to click on offline donations, and this will take you to a screen that looks like this. It's our offline gifts, or it's our donation management screen. Um, so this will show you all donations. But if you got to it via the offline donation tab, it's going to pre-filter it to only show offline donations. So you can see under donation type, it says offline donations. You could clear that filter and it would show you all donations that have been received by your organization. But in this case, we just want to see offline donations. Um, you can create an offline gift by clicking this add offline donation in the upper right hand corner. And that will open up this little form in the screenshot that will let you enter an offline gift. So this is for a single donation. you have the ability to enter donor name, donation amount, the source of the gift. You can enter the donor's email so that you have that in your so that you have that in your like address book, or you have it in your donor stewardship plans. You know, you have an email address for this offline gift. You can also enter in a mailing address for that donor. That's all optional. One thing that I wanted to call attention to is you'll see at the very bottom on the left-hand side of the screenshot, it says external tracking ID. Now, not everyone uses this. It's definitely an optional field, but the people that do use it typically use it to say like, oh, I'm going to put in like the tracking ID for my Blackbaud account for that donation or something to make reconciliation on your end a bit better. So you can say like, oh yeah, where do I have this offline gift noted in our own internal systems? I mean, you can do with that field what you'd like. There's no limit or constraint to it. But we do find people using that for a tracking purposes. And then there is also, it's not showing up on this screenshot, but there is a note section, and then the ability to make some adjustments to the donor anonymity settings. So you can also, offline gifts can be made anonymous, just like an online gift can. The one thing, like the one important thing to know about offline gifts is that they cannot be edited once they've been entered into the platform. Um, So if any adjustments are needed to an offline gift that has already been entered, the one of you, the nonprofit admins, so anybody that's an organization administrative user, can then delete that existing donation and add the new gift with the correct information. So maybe you have someone on staff that's been going through and entering a bunch of offline gifts, and they're like, "Oh, this is a $500 gift," so they put in 500 finger slips, they enter 5,000. Clearly not the record that you want to have in your system. We can't edit that, but we can delete that and then enter it again. So best practice is to enter your offline gift, but before you hit, kind of submit on that, just scroll through and make sure specifically, most likely that that dollar amount is the correct dollar amount. And if not, at the end of the world, you just have to delete it and re-enter it. All right. Um, Before we get to QA, I just wanted is finish your to-do list items if you haven't already. If you have any questions about your to-do list items, please reach out to support@mightycause.com. The support team is happy to help. They are experts at all things registration, all things fundraising tools. They can help you. Um, Second thing, don't forget to finalize your organization page. Maybe you've completed the to-do list, but you might want to scroll through the page and add like add the giving activity wall to your page, or maybe you want to highlight on your profile page, highlight a few fundraising champions. Like maybe you want to highlight the fundraising champions that come through your board members or something like that. And so there's a special area on your profile where you can highlight certain campaigns as they're called in the tool. Also, start thinking about securing that matching gift. Maybe you have one, maybe you have more than one, but what is your goal? What are your goals for the organization, and how can you make a matching gift work for you? And then lastly, I would say invite 5 supporters to become fundraising champions. Um, they will help raise awareness. They will bring new donors to your page and your organization. They will get you know their own ability, their own creativity to help you do more. Like I said, Mighty Causes support team is always here to help you. It's the question mark icon on the bottom right-hand corner of the extra give page, or it's support@mightycause.com, or it is 202-800-1618 if you want to leave a message for a real person to call you back. And we also have our online support libraries, which have lots of articles about the different fundraising features on Mighty Cause, as well as all of the nonprofit toolkit information that has been put together on the Extra Give site itself. All right, that is the planned content for our webinar today on fundraising champions, offline gifts, matching gifts, and how we can make those best work for your goals and your own strategy. I thought that we could look at the chat and see if there's any questions that we can answer.
Yeah. MK, thank you so much. That's a
Yeah.
lot of information to run through. We are
Yeah.
really grateful because Mighty Cause is a new platform for us as well. So we're all kind of learning together. So we really appreciate your guidance and expertise in this space. So I'm going to read off a couple
Okay.
questions because I think they might be helpful for everyone to hear. Someone early on, Brittany asked if when it comes to fundraising champions, is it possible for individuals, for like someone at the org to just create a page for each of their board members? People want to make it as easy as possible to say, board members, be a fundraising champ. So is it possible for people to just go in and say, here's your page, Joe, go to it?
You can go to your page and go to fundraising tools. Oops, sorry, I am logged into the organization. And go to your campaigns. You can click on this in the upper right-hand corner, create a new campaign, and you will want to select fundraisers and this start a fundraiser. So
Mhm.
you can, yes, you can create campaigns from your dashboard.
Okay, so organizations can do that on behalf of their
It's not on behalf, it's going to be tied to the organization's profile. They can't tie it to a user account for another user. So
Mhm.
the organization is going to get the notifications that donations have been made to the campaign. I would say if you want to create a fundraising champion page for your board members, use that template to create a specific template for your board members and,
Mhm.
you know, and promote the template that way.
Okay, that's a good idea. And I'll just share, I know in the past, I have heard of some organizations that have, used this to just make it a little bit fun. They've maybe taken, 5 minutes at a board meeting to say, hey, everyone, we're going to walk through how to be a fundraising champion and everyone kind of do it together or have a quick
Oh,
Zoom.
yeah.
It's just there's a couple different ways that I think people can leverage that, particularly with your board members. If you want to encourage people to do it and help them along, you could do a quick
Okay.
walkthrough with them. There's another question about fundraising champions about when a fundraising champion uses our template. The question is, how does their name appear in the fundraiser name?
Oh,
And
it looks like so.
so,
So if I go down and look at a fundraising campaign, so this one, for instance, is they just put in their name doesn't have to show up on this fundraising page. Let me take it off of edit mode. Okay, so this is what it looks like without showing that dashboard. So it'll say at the top the title. So the name is showing up because they put their name in the title.
mhm.
Otherwise, their name is not going to show up on this page.
Right, but they picked that photo, like Susie picked that photo and
Yep.
Susie wrote her own information in there based on the template. So she could put as much or as little personal information to make it like literally from her
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, so let me show you. So the template in real life, IRL, looks like so fundraise. I do want to use the template provided by my organization. I want to build my fundraiser. So this is just me as a donor coming to the page and saying, I want to be a fundraising champion. So here it is, like that bracketed, insert your information here. So the Animal Humane Society is suggesting that the title be your name for Animal Humane Society, but it could be something totally different. Then they put in a suggestion of why not try for a $500 goal? But you can change that to $150. You could change that to $2,000 if you wanted to. Also, they could have said, I want to, and with, extra gives emphasis on increasing unique donors and having that apply to stretch, to the stretch pool, maybe the goal that you want to set is the number of donors that are going to give to, like that are going to give to that fundraising champion page.
Yeah, so
Um,
you could be like, I want to get 5 new donors to this
yeah,
organization.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so the Animal Humane Society put into the template this starter of a story. And Susie, when she came in, she could delete all of that story or she could use it as a jumping off point and add to it. We have, just like on your organization profiles, we have the full WYSIWYG editor. So you can do formatting, you can do bulleted lists, you can insert an image or a video. Um, but you could do as much of that into your template as you want.
Yeah, that's awesome. Another question around fundraising champions is, can people start gathering donations now and then submit them on the day? And I mean, I think people can start promoting their fundraiser pages now, but the actual site, extragive.org, won't actually be open to literally accept online donations until midnight on November 21st.
Right. Donations aren't available until midnight on November 21st. Let me double check myself on something.
Yeah.
I
And
go to,
yeah, while we're talking about that, and maybe something else you can look into, MK, is somebody had asked, will you show what the matching gift looks like from the donor side?
yeah.
So if we start thinking about matching gifts, so we've seen a little bit what the fundraiser page will look like for people, but what does a matching gift look like if they've put in the match?
Yeah.
And someone also said, what happens if a matching gift is not depleted? Do we still get the full amount that was offered by the matcher? And I mean, I think the answer to that is yes, because the matcher has made the gift to you. And putting it on, putting it on the site is really an incentive. And so the match doesn't disappear if for whatever reason it isn't fully
I mean,
complete.
yeah, that's really, I would say, up to the relationship that you made with your matching gift sponsor, where they
Hmm.
say, I'm going to give you $10,000, you can use it towards a match, or do they say, I'm going to match you up to $10,000, in which case they're waiting until after the event to give you the check perhaps and say like, oh, you got $5,000 through the match, so here is $5,000 from me. So I would say it doesn't like disappear off the platform or in your Met dollars on the totals or anything like that, but whether you get a match or not depends on the setup that you decide with your kind of sponsor off of the site. But
Hmm.
a matching gift. So well, actually, that's really all it is. The the matching gift just shows up with it shows the match. It shows how much is left. It shows the name of it, who it's supporting, who it's sponsored by. So Keats Draper is the matching gift sponsor. And then it details the conditions, which is like 100% met per donation, or if it's a 2 to 1, 200% met per donation, or maybe it's like that cumulative threshold and it says, unlocked when 50 unique donors are met, or something like that. So the donor comes to, say, this fundraiser page, or they come to, let's see, or they come to the Animal Humane Society page. Let me take it off of edit so it looks like the donor will see it. The donor will see the match. And so it's just this tile right here.
And
But
MK, that match actually has like a little whatever thermometer thing, right? That
it does.
shows, yeah.
Yes, it does. I
Yeah,
think it's
because someone
that,
had asked, yeah, can you specify, is it a 1-to-1 match or is it a 2-to-1? And is
yeah.
that progress shown on the matching screen?
Yeah, so the progress is shown on the matching screen with that kind of
Mhm.
temperature bar. And then the matching gift itself, um, like that example was Keats Draper, who is my colleague Grace's cat. So Keats was the black and white cat there. But you can put in the name of the matching sponsor. Maybe the matching sponsor is a business. Like this could be a really great way to engage with businesses that support your organization. And maybe they want to put their logo here, or maybe it's your board member and they put in their picture on the match. But you can put in the match value. There's no limit or maximum to the matching gift amounts. Uh, you can put in a title, just like we saw in that example. You can, again, like just put in that this match is available for all of November 21st, or you could say, I don't want this match to start until after this match has concluded. Um, or you can, like you said, I want it to be a 1-to-1, so that's 100%. I want it to be a 2-to-1, so that's a 200%. You can, there's a lot of details, and this is why this is great, especially when you're looking through the matching gift form to talk to our support team, because they can walk you through all of these different options. Like it might be that the matching gift sponsor says, I'm going to match $1,000. However, I'm only going to match up to $150 per donor. So if the donor gives $200, you'll get 150. If the donor gives $50, you'll get 50. So you can set a lot of different constraints or parameters into the matching
Yeah,
gifts.
there's definitely a lot of options. I mean, it might feel a little bit overwhelming, but I think,
Yeah.
when your organization chooses a strategy, do you want to maybe focus on fundraising champions? Do you want to focus on thinking about how to maybe find some matching sponsors? And so as you decide that, you can just drill into that particular strategy, and that can be something. You don't have to do all of them. Some people do, but certainly a lot of organizations don't quite have the capacity to do all those things. So this is a
Mhm.
real overview so you can think about what might work best for your organization. I just want to, there's been a couple questions a little bit on timing, like,
Okay.
can you start securing your offline donations now? And then, then you'll activate them. I think the answer is yes. This is the perfect time to be talking to people or thinking about who might want to play that role if that's part of your strategy. Someone else asked a little bit about the deadline for changes is October 24th. Is that the final deadline, or what is the final deadline? So October, to be clear, October 24th is the final day to start your registration process. So that means that to-do list, both sections of the to-do list that MK showed at the beginning. So by October 24th, have your to-do list checked off. That means you then have the next few weeks to continue finalizing your page. You'll be able to keep updating, more fundraising champions or more matches, or, sharpen your story or add a new video if you want to, all the way up until November 21st when we kick off the event at midnight. So October
Yeah.
24th to register, but then you have time to continue kind of building out your page.
Yeah, on November 21st, you can still edit your profile. On November 21st, you can enter a last minute matching gift or gifts. On November 21st, you can enter offline gifts. So there's the profile doesn't get locked down. It's just your ability to participate is determined by whether or not you have done both parts of your registration by October 20, is it October 24th?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
October
And I
24th.
think we have one final question, just a little deeper clarification on the actual matching. So
Okay.
the question is really about, does, can a donor see the proof that they were matched in real time when they make the match? So there's $100, there's $1,000 match and somebody makes a $10 gift. Can that person be like, oh, I made the gift and look, the thing ticked up. It captured my $10 gift against the match. Is the person who makes the gift able to see that their donation is making a difference against the match?
Yeah, so if I click on this bonus whiskers matching grant, it takes me to the donation form, and here at the top you'll see making a donation towards the matching grant sponsored by Keats Draper. So it tells you on your donation form that the title of the matching gift, as well as if entered in the setup, who it was sponsored by.
Okay, cool. So yeah, people will be able to see that their
Yes,
match, their donation is working towards the match.
absolutely.
That's awesome. Um, and I think there's one more question here. I'm just going to read it. Can we create our own campaigns, like a $50 donation provides one underserved youth with a ticket to a show? And would we want to do a campaign for each individual? Yes, that's a great question, Jeremy. So on your page, it's a great way, just like this is showing on the screen right now. This demonstrates $10 provides, food for a cat. $25 does this. So you have an opportunity on your organization page to help donors understand what might their gift be able to help accomplish. So I think that's a really powerful way that organizations have found to help make donations real to their donors, so they can be like, what is my dollar, what does my money go towards? And that's a really great way to take advantage of that. And there's super amazing storytelling options on your organization page.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of amazing questions. Yeah, I think we've gotten all of them. If not, you can always, reach out to us. You can go to the question mark icon on extragive.org. You can find us. Um, and yeah, Jeremy, those donation amounts would be on your main page. That's correct. You could show them right there. If you wanted to do a mini campaign, there isn't really capacity for mini campaigns, but there is lots of information options right on your page. So if you want people to designate, for example, dollars to something specific, those are the kind of things you can outline on your main page, and you'll be able to capture that on the back end from your side. You'll be able to see what people have done.
Yeah.
So yeah. And so I think we've answered all the questions right now. If you have any others, please reach out to us. This is a lot to take in. We appreciate all the creativity and attention and intention for being here. And yeah, we'll stick around for a few more minutes if we need to help answer additional questions. But thanks so much for being part of this, and happy Extra Give season.
Thank you, everyone.
There is an additional question that snuck into the Q&A. What happens if a matching gift is not depleted? Did we answer
Yeah,
that?
and I think that's something that MK actually touched on. And I
Great.
think, yeah, the gift, that's really probably a relationship with your donor. If they've given a matching gift, do they give if they're going to match $1,000, are they giving you $1,000 regardless, or are they waiting to see if that match has actually been matched? So that's a conversation to have directly with your matching donor.
But like if you enter a $10,000 matching gift in and you don't and you get like $7,500 from donations, the platform is not going to like credit you the full $10,000. Like if it's a one-to-one match, we can set it up so that it shows the $7,500 adding it into the metrics. But yeah, so that's the part about how the platform plays into it.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Okay. I think we caught all of the questions. Do you see anything else, Val?
I don't. This will be recorded and added to the CBO resources pages and hopefully the next email as well. Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Thank you, MK. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.